King 10, that's a hand that I like. I probably tend to overplay King 10 a little bit, but I like it when it's suited especially. I like it because I've got good chance for a straight draw and a flush draw that's fairly high. This 7-Jack is probably a hand to fold and just kind of get out of the way with, even though it's suited. Again, time to go back and just update my X factor. Nothing much has changed a lot, but I'm up to about 25. As you may notice, we've slipped into the money here. We made it all the way past the middle game, down into the end game. We're into the money. We've got 3 players. I've got about 2x the biggest stack there. And we've got the player on the left, Bad Bait, still with us. And so what we're going to do now is I go into kind of a mode here where we're in this end game. And what I want to do is just let these guys duke it out with each other. I'm the chip leader. There's no reason for me to be risking my stack with a hand like an 8-3 here. Okay, so I'll see a flop since I'm in the blind anyway. A big bet comes at me, and I'm probably just out of there. It's like no reason to be taking unnecessary risks, because in this game, anytime you enter a showdown, there's two or three things that can happen, and 2 of them are bad. A passing play in American football. When you pass the ball in football, it can get intercepted. It can be an incomplete pass, both of which are bad, or you can make a completion and or a touchdown, which is the one good thing that can come out of it. Well, in poker, it's kind of like a passing play. There are more things that can go wrong than good, and with a given hand. So I didn't hit anything on the flop. At this point, 7-8, I've got an inside straight draw. Not a good chance. It's a 1 in 11 chance. The pot's only giving me at this point, like a 1 in 2 odds back. So it wasn't a statistically good play to make right there. So I'm just going to head and fold this small blind. One of the reasons I like to fold the small blind is it's number one, it's the small blind. You're not losing that much, and it's conservative play that makes it look like you're playing extra honest to these guys, which helps you, I think, because then when you do bet, they have a respect that you're coming into the pot, and they don't know if you're bluffing or if you're really betting with a hand. If I have a weak hand in the small blind, I'll typically just fold it. And if I'm on the dealer button and I don't have a strong hand at this point, again, I'll also fold there. I play fairly conservatively at this stage because my goal is to get heads up, and I'll just let these guys duke it out here, especially being in a chip leadership position. If I wasn't in a chip leader position, I would be playing pretty much the same way, fairly conservatively, and I would only engage when I thought I had a good chance of winning. But I would keep an eye on my X factor, and if it dropped too low, I'd start going into push-fold mode and start pushing them around. So now, Bad Bait should be in that mode. If you see, he's got, the blinds are at 300. Basically, at this point, anything you do is a heads-up type of play for the most part, because you're only going to get one other player to engage you, if anybody. The blinds are 300. The Bad Bait is at 1,500. So, he's at about 5x, which is part of the game that he should be in push fold. If he's going to do anything, he should be going all in here when he has any kind of a heads up hand whatsoever. Okay, so we got a raise. I'm out of there with that weak starting hand. Bad Bait should be going all in, and he does. Raises all in. Just the right play. Probably will get called. Okay. And unfortunately, he's not in a good position here. I think we're about to end up in a heads-up mode. Yep. So goodbye, Mr. Bad Bait. All right. So now the time we waited for and we were so patient for has finally arrived, and that's the heads-up game. So now things change. So I'm going to play quite a bit more aggressively here in this situation than I did before. However, I won't go crazy, at this point. You can see our stacks are, roughly even. I've got a little bit more, about 1,000 chips more, but So I translate that conservative play to honest play. And so now I'm going to raise him, even though, you see, I don't have a hand worth being in with 8-3. Now he goes ahead and calls me. I happen to flop a 3, which is not a particularly great hand. But at this stage, I do at least have a pair, which is pretty good, you know, when you're playing heads up. As it turns out, at 6, 7, 8, 9, I've got an open-ended draw here. I've got the 2 pair here on the river. At this stage, it's working out okay for me. Let's see what he does. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of call him out here all the way down, and you know, worked out fine. So 8 king, pretty decent hand, heads up. Go ahead and call. Now I didn't catch anything. I'm going to go ahead and check. It shows weakness. Now he's also showing weakness, so it's time to go ahead and come back at him like that jack, you know, helped me, I guess. In any event, as you can see, I'm bluffing. I'm playing more aggressively than I had been playing, and it's working to my advantage here in the heads-up mode. Queen Jack, a heads-up, is a decent hand, not fantastic. So as you can see, that's a hand I probably shouldn't have called. I generally don't like calling all-in bets, but in this case I have a big enough lead that I can afford to take a few risks. But you know, I probably made a mistake by making that call, and as it turned out, you know, you can see that I definitely did. But again, I play very aggressively, comparatively speaking, when I'm playing heads up, and you'll find that if you don't play aggressive enough heads up, you will oftentimes lose. Okay, so he's coming back at me as kind of an honest player, which means that he probably has a strong hand when he raises like that, because I haven't seen any indication of anything other than that. So I've got a reasonably good read on this fella, and he's got a good read on me. We're both you know, in a pretty even keel here in terms of knowing what we're doing. And this stage, you know, I'm just kind of like checking it down. This case, you know, it looks like a pretty decent position to be in. I'm going to go ahead and see if my ace will hold up, and looks like it did. 6-8, not worth messing with. Just better to fold that small blind and send the message that I'm playing honestly to the other player, which will cause him to respect my play, you know, a little bit more generally than he would otherwise. Again, not going to take undue risks. I'm in a lead position. Not going to give him a good shot at my stack. No reason to take those undue risks at this point. It's really easy to lose your stack quickly playing heads up if you play it wrong. Now, you know, decent starting hand. I'll raise it up, use my tight, honest image to pull that pawn down. Again, we're both playing fairly honestly, or we think we are. He thinks I'm playing honestly because I fold my small blind a lot, but that doesn't really mean I'm playing honestly. You'll notice I protect my big blind. So I keep getting this 8-3. I guess I'm starting to like that hand, or at least I'm needing to, the way this is going. Okay, he's going all in. I generally don't like to call an all-in bet heads up. Even if I had, you know, a stronger starting hand, I probably wouldn't call the all-in because he's got something really good as an honest player going all in against me. Now, in this case, I'm going to underplay the jacks. You know, I probably could have raised those, but I'm going to purposefully underplay them, trying to mislead him and see if he'll come back over the top of me here. And he didn't. That's all right. So now, you know, I've got an overcard. I'm going to put out a feeler bet. He doesn't have the king, but he doesn't know that I don't. So, good move. A6, I like that. Decent starting hand. See a flop. Okay, flop didn't help me, but I'm going to act like it did.